So let's start with our 2025 WNBA MVP, and that has to go to the one and only Caitlin Clark.
Is Caitlin Clark already the runaway favorite for the 2025 MVP? That's the hot topic lighting up every sports desk, group chat, and podcast this week. And not everyone's thrilled, especially A'ja Wilson, who's been less than subtle about her frustration. But let's be honest, when Clark's name starts dominating MVP conversations before the season even tips off, it says a whole lot more about her dominance than it does about any so-called disrespect to the veterans.
I truly think that this second year for Caitlin Clark is going to be like nothing we have ever seen. She has had an entire offseason to train, to get into the gym, to work on things that she struggled with during her rookie season.
And let's talk about why this MVP buzz isn't some random overreaction. It's rooted in hard work, transformation, and undeniable impact. Clark isn't just walking into her sophomore season with high expectations. She's walking in stronger, sharper, and backed by a revamped Indiana Fever system built to unleash her full potential. Show Caitlin your support by commenting "CC is MVP" in the comment section below. Are you ready? Let's go.
I think from just a straight basketball perspective, making sure that we help her diversify her finishing ability, diversify in the way that it's not predictable, to be able to be equal in terms of production and facilitation.
Let's not sugarcoat last season. It was tough. Every game, Clark faced defenses designed specifically to slow her down. She was double-teamed constantly, face-guarded from tip-off to final buzzer, and fouled like it was open season. And all of this while she was barely a month removed from a grueling college season and historic tournament run.
Getting double-teamed, the physicality was like nothing that she ever saw.
Critics wasted no time. She's not ready. She can't handle the physicality. Welcome to the WNBA. The usual tired lines. But what they didn't know is that while they were yapping, Clark was plotting. And when she vanished from the public eye in the offseason, she wasn't retreating. She was preparing for war.
She went into her rookie year after coming off a very long college career. She had a couple weeks off, then went straight into the WNBA.
Now she's back. And not just with a jump shot, but with a vengeance. The new Caitlin Clark has been in the lab, literally. She's bulked up significantly, focusing on strength training, core stabilization, and conditioning that's tailor-made for the WNBA's punishing pace. Gone is the slightly undersized rookie trying to adjust. What we've got now is a walking highlight reel with the build to take hits and dish them out too.
I asked her if it was Photoshopped.
She said it was AI. What aspects of her game would you like to work with her on for this season?
Yeah, I mean, certainly getting stronger was one. The level of physicality in the W is totally different. That's the way that teams have to try to keep her off balance.
You've probably seen the workout videos. She's muscling through contact that would have sent her flying a year ago, sticking landing spots, holding balance in traffic, and snapping passes into tight windows. But that's just the physical side. Behind the scenes, Clark has turned into a student of the game. She's dissected film, broken down every defensive look teams threw at her, and built a counterattack for each. Double her now, and she's threading a no-look dime to the corner. Face guard her, and she'll back cut for a layup. Trap her. That ball's already gone.
She has had an entire offseason to train, to get into the gym, to work on things that she struggled with during her rookie season. We have seen from the photos, from the videos, from the workouts that she has put on quite a bit of muscle. So it seems like she is taking all of these things so seriously.
And it's not just Clark who's evolving. The Indiana Fever have undergone a full culture overhaul. From the moment Stephanie White stepped in as head coach, the organization got serious. No more rebuilding year excuses. White came in like a woman on a mission, setting the tone from day one. Practices went from casual to competitive. Film sessions became masterclasses. And every single person on that roster, from the vets to the rookies, started buying into a system designed to win now.
It seems like Caitlin has been in the gym every single day, and if she wasn't in the gym, she was either golfing or doing some sort of speaking engagement.
White knew what she was doing. She brought in trusted assistants from her days in Connecticut, staffers who speak her language and understand the system she's trying to build. "We needed to align," White said in a preseason interview. That means on the bench and on the court. That cohesion has already paid off. The Fever are no longer trying to find an identity. They've found it, and its name is Caitlin Clark.
And not to mention the new team that Indiana has now. The Indiana Fever did incredible in free agency, and now Caitlin Clark is surrounded by not just a couple great players, the entire squad is finally full.
What's special is how seamlessly Clark fits into this revamped structure. Her leadership is evident. Her presence lifts everyone around her. She's not just running plays, she's orchestrating them. And for the first time in a long time, Indiana looks like a team with serious postseason aspirations, and it all revolves around 22.
And we saw the kind of numbers, points, assists, things that she was doing led her team to the playoffs that she did in her rookie season. With all of that, now just think about her having an entire offseason, all of this time to train. She knows how she needs to adapt.
Meanwhile, the reaction from other WNBA stars has been telling. Asia Wilson, the former MVP, hasn't hidden her annoyance at the early MVP chatter surrounding Clark. But instead of taking it as a challenge, she's treating it like an insult. That's not a good look. While Clark is putting in the work and transforming her game, Wilson's out here subtweeting and throwing shade like it's a full-time job.
See, they're not going to come into this year losing like they did last year. This squad that they didn't put with Caitlin is amazing. So the winning will be there, right? I believe their winning percentage will be way higher than it was at the beginning of last year. And Caitlin Clark will have so much, she will have her fingerprints all over those victories.
And maybe that's because deep down, the vets realize something's shifting. The league isn't just adding another superstar, it's witnessing the rise of a new era. Clark's impact isn't just statistical, it's cultural. She's bringing fans who never watched the WNBA before. She's boosting ticket sales, jersey sales, and media coverage in ways the league hasn't seen since its inception. You can't fake that kind of energy. You can't manufacture this type of moment. Caitlin Clark isn't just playing basketball, she's building a movement. And that movement is backed by performance, record-breaking numbers, ridiculous highlights, and now, a legitimate MVP campaign that's gaining steam with every preseason scrimmage.
To be able to be equal in terms of production and facilitation, going right and left, to be able to have different types of finishing looks, whether it's, crossbody finishes, whether it's floaters at the rim, whether it's quick floaters, long floaters, Euros. You can't quite be as fundamentally predictable with as much athleticism, speed, quickness, and as much as the game plan is going to be geared toward her.
So let the haters hate. Let the side eyes and passive-aggressive comments fly. Caitlin Clark isn't just ready for the spotlight. She is the spotlight. When the season tips off, don't be surprised if she's not just the face of the Fever, but the face of the entire league. And Asia, you might want to focus less on the shade and more on the stat sheet. Because while you're busy fuming, Caitlin Clark's coming for your MVP trophy, with receipts, records, and a fan base ready to ride every step of the way.
Sticking with the Indiana Fever, my prediction for Coach of the Year is Coach Stephanie White. It felt like when she got to Indiana, there was an immediate shift in the culture and the seriousness of this Indiana Fever franchise and organization and team.
Stephanie White didn't just design an offense, she built a launch pad for greatness. Her entire system has been sculpted with surgical precision around Caitlin Clark's unique talents. This isn't your basic pick-and-roll setup. We're talking a high-octane, turbocharged run-and-gun machine engineered to take advantage of every inch of Clark's elite passing and limitless shooting range. If you blink during an Indiana Fever possession this year, you're going to miss a three-pointer flying from the logo or a no-look dime slicing through defenders like a hot knife through butter.
When she got to Indiana, she brought over a lot of the people that she had worked with at the Connecticut Sun. She also brought in players that she was already familiar with, players that she had known even back in their college days. She was on the court immediately with these players as they were bringing in new people in free agency. We have heard from her in multiple interviews. It just seems like there is a level of seriousness with Coach White that they maybe didn't have last year with the Indiana Fever, and I think she gets it. She knows that these women want to win now, and she is ready to do that.
Every play drawn up in White's scheme has one goal: maximize Caitlin Clark. The spacing opens lanes for her to attack. The off-ball screens create pockets for her to exploit. The tempo keeps defenses gassed, while Clark just keeps gunning. The Fever aren't just preparing for a playoff run. They're building a basketball renaissance with Clark at the center.
I also think that she has been in the league for long enough. She has seen the different schemes that these other teams run, and she's just ready to get to work. I think the Indiana Fever are going to be super scary when it comes to the run and gun game, because we have heard from almost every single player and coaches and Coach Stephanie White when they talk about what you can expect from this Indiana Fever team. They want to run, they want to be fast, they want to get up and down, they want to wear teams out.
And White? She's not your run-of-the-mill clipboard coach. She's taken on the role of mentor, strategist, protector, and even part-time hype woman for Clark. These two have formed a bond that's deeper than X's and O's. White has poured hours into not just molding Clark's on-court skills, but also building her basketball IQ and her leadership presence. She knows Clark isn't just another star. She's the kind of once-in-a-generation player you design an entire franchise around.
But I think the ceiling is so high for this team, and I think Stephanie White knows exactly what to do to get them all on the same page and help them to win now.
Last year, Clark got bodied with no calls and face-guarded like she was public enemy number one. This year, that's changing. Stephanie White has made it clear. She's not going to stand by while her superstar gets mugged under the basket. League officials, take note. Clark's not going to be the punching bag anymore. White is advocating loud and clear. And you better believe the referees are going to feel that pressure this season.
She's just been able to focus on her game, getting better in the areas where she needs to. And she even spoke on the areas where she needed work at. The mid-range, being comfortable pulling up inside the three-point line. Her float game.
League insiders are starting to whisper what fans already know. This isn't just a team on the rise. It's the early stages of a dynasty. Every player on that roster fits a puzzle piece in White's grand vision. From rotations to roster moves, every detail is part of a master plan to build a juggernaut with Clark as its engine.
And so that's also why I predict the Indiana Fever will lead all teams in team scoring.
That's why analysts are now calling Stephanie White the most important X factor in Clark's MVP campaign. The body transformation got attention, sure, but the real magic? It's happening in White's system, where Clark is being empowered to control every possession and shape every game. The MVP narrative isn't hype anymore. It's a blueprint, and it's being executed to perfection.
So I think that they will be putting up crazy numbers this year with Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston all coming back, but now they have threats like DeWanna Bonner, Natasha Howard, Sophie Cunningham, Lexi Hall is back, and we'll just have to see how all of these women gel together on the court.
But let's zoom out. This isn't just about Clark's MVP chase. It's about flipping the entire WNBA script. Experts are already predicting Indiana to become the highest scoring team in the league this season. On paper, it sounds wild, until you realize this Fever squad is stacked. Kelsey Mitchell's speed, Aaliyah Boston's dominance in the paint, and new weapons like Natasha Howard, Sophie Cunningham, and Lexi Hull. This isn't a team, it's a wrecking crew.
I think from just a straight basketball perspective, making sure that we help her diversify her finishing ability, diversify in the way that it's not predictable.
And if you're wondering why A'ja Wilson's starting to look a little salty in interviews lately, this is why. When analysts say her elite defense might not be enough to contain Indiana's offense, you better believe that hits a nerve. Wilson might be used to being the top dog, but now there's a new sheriff in town, and her name is Caitlin Clark. On the awards front, things are heating up fast. Nafisa Collier is being pegged for Defensive Player of the Year after showing out in the unrivaled series. And while Paige Buchers is leading the Rookie of the Year conversation, the buzz around Dominique Malonga and other dark horses suggests that this rookie class is about to light the league on fire.
There are so many options here. It is so hard for me to predict. I think the media is definitely going to stick to Paige and most eyeballs are going to be on her. But I hope that we're able to cover this whole rookie class and just see how things start to unfold, because at this point in time, there's a few that I think could be in that mix, and it's really exciting to see.
But let's be real. All eyes are still on Caitlin Clark. The league is literally shifting games to NBA arenas just to accommodate the crowd she draws. Opposing teams are scrambling for larger venues because they know the Clark effect isn't a rumor. It's an economic earthquake. The fact that away games for Indiana are getting upgraded venues, That's superstar stuff. That's what happens when you carry the league on your back. Ticket sales are blowing up. Jerseys are flying off shelves. Social media is on fire. This isn't a player making waves. It's a player redefining what a wave even looks like.
Exciting to see. And speaking of younger players, my prediction for jersey sales, and this might be a hot take, but I think the top 5 jersey sales this year in the WNBA are going to be either rookies or sophomores. But I still think that Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are going to be up there in jersey sales. I think Paige Beckers is going to be up there in jersey sales. That's already 3. The last 2, if you guys remember last season, Kate Martin was in the top 5 in jersey sales. Will she be up there again with the Golden State Valkyries now that she is going to be one of the faces of that franchise? I feel like at least 4 out of the top 5 jersey sales are going to be young players.
The Caitlin Clark effect is more than a phenomenon. It's a movement. She's bringing in fans who never watched women's basketball. She's converting casuals into diehards. And the best part? Those fans stick around, discovering other incredible players along the way. She's not just growing her brand, she's growing the whole league. And let's not gloss over what May 16th really means. It's not just opening day. It's not just another season start. It's the beginning of a basketball revolution. This season has the potential to become the WNBA's version of a moon landing, where everything changes and nothing goes back to how it was.
That is such a big thing to hear from Stephanie White. And it should calm people down a little bit when it comes to Caitlin Clark playing off the ball, because obviously if a coach has a plan, a vision, and a proper plan and vision.
So yeah, while A'ja Wilson is still giving side eyes in press conferences and waiting for her flowers, Caitlin Clark is out here planting forests. The MVP campaign isn't starting in June. It's already underway, and it's being written in real time. Not by media narratives, not by legacy politics, but by results, records, and the roar of thousands of fans every time Clark touches the ball. Get ready. The WNBA isn't just about to get good, it's about to get historic. And Caitlin Clark's name is going to be carved into every headline along the way. Show Caitlin your support by commenting "CC is MVP" in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.